Today on the channel, I have the Power Town update. Yes, hell is frozen over. We got a Power Town update.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering?
Welcome everyone, Kyle here with some late breaking news. Here we are, late Sunday night. You're probably watching this sometime on Monday or after, but currently it is Sunday, April 27th, 2025. And guess what? Hell's frozen over. Yes, Todd McFarlane, it has. Yes, it's about this. It's about Power Town. Todd McFarlane from the couch, of course, a business mind, a great business mind. But today we're here. We're here to talk Power Town. I can't believe it. Here I was today, of course, got up extremely early on this Sunday morning, drove 5 hours to Chicago, went to the Kane County Toy Show all day long, drove 5 hours home, got home just in time to eat dinner with my family, hang out, do all that kind of stuff. Covered up some loose ends, things like that. And now I'm ready to dive in. It's very late Sunday night. My voice isn't probably the best after a long day, but we're going to give it a go because that's what we do. And we're going to talk Power Town. I about swerved off the road because I had text messages, Facebook messages, Instagram DMs, Twitter DMs, old-fashioned emails, Patreon messages. Even a carrier pigeon, I think, was trying to land on my car on the way home to say, Kyle, have you seen the Power Town news? Have you seen the Power Town news? As Power Town released a statement on Sunday afternoon. I can't believe it. And first thing that shocks me is we got anything. Secondly, though, it came on a Sunday afternoon. Usually something like this, you would stick out on a Friday afternoon and hope it gets lost over the weekend cycle. That's usually how bad news is delivered. Usually good news is delivered on Mondays. That's just kind of the way those kind of things go. Obviously, your mileage may vary like it does here with Power Town. Very strange coming together on a Sunday afternoon, which almost makes me think like it was hurry up and written on a Sunday right away. They said, we got to get something out because you guys, I don't want to toot my own horn. I've been talking about Power Town every single week on this channel in the toy news. I'm saying, where is it? Where is it? As a businessman to another businessman company, maybe, and we'll get into that in this statement. Want to know where it is. We need answers. We are owed answers. And there's some people chattering around it that don't have any money tied up. I have $1,000 tied up in Power Town. I've supported their business. So as a paying customer, this is my opinion of what's going on and what's been going on. And just like we've been doing over the last year plus on this very channel, the ups and downs, the struggles of Power Town has been real. It has been a rough go. I can't think of many other action figure lines that have had rougher starts than Power Town, with all the shenanigans, the delays, the issues, the free figures, the coins. Don't forget the coins, broken figures, tariffs now, and all kinds of things in between. They have had a rough go. Only thing I can think of worse was the old Megalopolis disaster of, 5 years ago. What is time? And this is almost feeling like deja vu all over again, like a young Iron Maiden. Exactly. Todd McFarlane chiming in over there. But they did come out with that statement Sunday afternoon, and it very much felt like this was something just slapped together really quick because the heat was going all over the place. Not to toot my own horn once again, but my toy news, there was a lot of chatter on Facebook groups. Matt Cardona even getting involved in the Major Pod Facebook group on some of this stuff. So there was a lot of stuff going around. There was a lot of people hitting up Magnum TA. I saw different people saying, hey, I hit up Magnum. So there was a lot of that going on, and I think the heat was really getting there. And it really felt like more heat on Saturday when Jordan Grace sent a note out to all of her email subscribers saying, hey, I don't know what's going on with this Power Town stuff. I'm willing to cancel all these orders, give you stuff in between to make good and all this. It feels like she has given up and she has not been able to get a hold or get any answers on all this too. So a sticky, messy situation if there ever was one. But I think of all the chatter on the message boards all over the place, Jordan Grace and maybe my message as well, I think it got things going where Power Town finally said, we got to give some kind of an answer. And very suspect that it came out on a Sunday at the end of April. Historically, it's been the beginning of the month, except they did skip April. Figured maybe they wait till the beginning of May, but I think maybe things got too hot. They said, we got to answer. We got to answer. However, a lot of no answer here, as we do have the statement here. I'm going to read through this whole statement. If you haven't seen it, I'll post it here. You can read along, and I'll chime in a few things along the way. But April 27th, 2025, of course, Sunday, POWERTOWN Wrestling State of the Union. Oh, my. So you know it's important if it's a State of the Union. POWERTOWN Wrestling, our fans and collectors are our top priority. Right off the bat right there, if we're top priority, we've been chirping for a long time wanting answers, and it's been radio silence. So many people have messaged me that they've emailed POWERTOWN with nothing. They've asked for refunds, nothing. So I'm not sure if you can say that, as they haven't answered their top priority, their fan base. Nobody's been getting an answer. First and foremost, we hear you. Well, once again, it'd be nice to get that back in email instead of just a blanket statement. Your customers spent their money. They've given you their hard-earned money. They demand some answers with all these delays. You could at least reply personally to each one of these. Just saying. And we sincerely appreciate your feedback. I don't know if they do, because it's probably not positive feedback, is my guess. I don't know, just guessing. We apologize for the delays in delivering your POWERTOWN orders. We also recognize and regret the shortcomings of our customer service and communication. So nice that they apologized right there. We understand the frustration this has caused, and we want you to know that we are committed to doing better. All POWERTOWN products will soon be ready for shipment, pending a resolution of international tariff matters allowing normal shipping schedules from China to resume. Based on the current outlook, we anticipate a summer 2025 delivery of your orders, hopefully sooner. So they understand the frustration this has caused, and they're committed to doing better. But what are they committed to? What are they going to do better? What are these steps? I think with this point, we're so fed up and we're so distrusting. I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it a few times in this video. You lose a customer a loaf at a time. You get it back a slice at a time. You heard this one? You heard this? Todd, feel free to use that in your next meeting. I think they need a little bit more clear here. What is the steps going forward? We have placed somebody in customer service to answer your emails. Here's a phone number, whatever it may be. Because there are people that won't get this message. And will this message go out to everybody's email? As of filming right now, I have not received this in an email. It's just been going around on social media. So yeah, maybe a lot of people will see that, but I guarantee there's people that aren't seeing this if it doesn't come in the email. Now, I fully expect POWERTOWN smart enough to send this out as an email blast. We'll see what happens with that. But now this tariff thing, this really grinds my gears. I could use worse language, but this is a family channel here, and I try to keep it clean, keep it classy. You guys know how it is. But this whole tariff thing is pure BS, because guess what? We were supposed to have all these figures back in what, October? And was it August originally for the Remcos? Maybe it was October for everything. But we were supposed to have a lot of this stuff last year. Now, there was tariffs last year. You got to be honest. There was tariffs. I know, Todd, you said you've been dealing with them and stuff. We've all been dealing with it. We just maybe didn't know about it. But there was tariffs back then, but they're nothing like the tariffs now. Obviously, in the news, everybody's talking tariffs. Sorry, Todd says tariffs. I got to pronounce it tariffs. Back and forth, either or. Tomato, don't get into this again here. But it says all POWERTOWN products will soon be ready for shipment. So once again, shipping soon Remcos. That started in January. We're 4 months past that. Like the young four horsemen is what we're past on this one here. I thought they've been ready to ship. They've been ready to go. We've even seen on-card samples, not from POWERTOWN out there, really. We saw them at their toy show. We saw a few things. Well, I guess maybe POWERTOWN showed a few. Possibly, did they show the on-card samples, or was it just that Toy Fair picture? Either way, we have seen on-card images, so they should be here fairly soon. They were supposed to be here around January. And of course, Ultra Series 2 and TNA supposed to be here in April. And here we are getting this note at the very end of April. Well, they haven't even shipped yet. They were supposed to be in our hands in April. This message that came here today should have been back in probably end of February, saying, guys, there's no way we're going to hit this timetable. We apologize. We're moving it from April to May or April to June or whatever it may have been. And we all remember back then there wasn't really the tariffs talk been there. There was nobody talking tariffs at that point. So this feels very murky, very slimy. And unfortunately, I think it's using tariffs to place the blame and move a little bit of that stuff. But we're going to get into it a little bit more here. They're saying, we'll soon be ready for shipment pending a resolution. Now, why is it our fault, the consumers that pre-ordered this with told ship dates? Obviously, we understand action figures. It's supposed to come in September. It comes in October. We get that kind of stuff. It's going to have a couple months delay. We get it. As long as the communication is there along the way, We have not had that right here. I've said it a million times. Show us prototypes, show us grayscaled images, show us the factory working on them. Give us some pictures along the way. Feel like we're part of the process, that we know where our money is going. We haven't got any of that kind of stuff. And now they're saying, well, with these tariffs, we just can't ship this stuff out, which at the end of the day, what does that tell you? They don't have the money to pay for these tariffs. They don't have all that. And that is on them. And now it's been very, very dicey. We've seen Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, a lot of companies take price increases. And honestly, it is a shame on some of these companies because they've taken price increases on stuff they've had in their warehouse for quite some time. You can't do that. That stuff didn't just come from China. You've had that for 6 months. Now there's a price increase. It just doesn't feel right, doesn't sit right for me across the board. And this, especially where this should have been in our hands, there was no tariffs. There was tariffs, but not like they are now back in October. So what was the reason for the delays? What was all the delays before? And now all of a sudden the tariffs are out there. They're going to have to pay more money. They don't want to ship it. They don't want to incur it because they're going to be totally negative, probably in the red on all these. Now, that goes back to pre-orders are still open. Communication was all over the place when we've reopened the pre-orders. Make sure you got 1 day left. You got 3 days left, 2 days, 4 days. Communication was everywhere when they wanted your money. Once they got your money, communication ended. They told us repeatedly, this is November 24th or 25th, whatever it was. Last chance, last chance, last chance. Was it our last chance? I can still go and pre-order right now Ultra Series 2 and the TNA figures. I can pre-order those right now. They've had my money for a year at this point. Why did they get that interest-free loan for a full year? Now, there has been people showing on social media, we've talked about already, people trying to get refunds with their credit card company. It shows they accepted that free figure. PowerTown says, we gave you part of your stuff. You can't get a refund. Dangerous game. Doesn't sit well with me. Doesn't sit well with a lot of people, I don't think. But it's just a very, very ugly look. And they anticipate a summer 2025 delivery of your orders, hopefully sooner. Once again, are they going to give us more coins? I mean, there was coin make good for Matt and Brian. Why was there the huge delays on those? What is going on over there? And we demand, we should be issued clarity on what the situation is, because it just doesn't smell right at all. But now they are laying in the weeds on these tariffs. Now, I fully expect the tariffs to work themselves out here in the next month or so. I've said it repeatedly since we started talking about the tariffs, that there's too much money on the line. Everybody cares about money. Follow the money. Jesse Ventura, a friend of the channel here, he says follow the money all the time, and he's right. At the end of the day, follow the money, you'll get your answer. It's sad that that's the way it is, but that's the way it is in life. In business life, personal life, it just seems like follow the money everywhere, you'll get your answer. And I hate that, but I think that point's right here. Follow the money. They don't have the money to pay for the tariffs. They don't want to come back and say, hey guys, sorry about this, because this is what Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth are doing. Hey, the tariffs are up, guys. Unfortunately, the price has changed. We're going to have to charge $20 more for that Ninja Turtle that, you were going to pay $20 less for it. Now it's $20 more. Sorry about that. PowerTown knew. This is me, of course, speculating. They knew that would not fly with the consumer. They already got bad blood out there. If they came back to everybody and say, hey guys, bad news, we're going to need to charge about $5 to $10 more for each figure, people would flip out because we wanted these in October when you promised them, December when you promised them. As the needle kept moving there, it's your guys' fault we don't have our figures and now they're going to cost more. That's on you because you've been playing this blame game. You've been messing all this up and all this kind of stuff PowerTown's been doing. I've even heard some people saying apologetic for PowerTown. Well, the first series figures were really good. I enjoyed them. I love these figures. However, were they very good? They had issues. If it wasn't for Matt and Brian, remember back, Matt and Brian got first samples of these and they all broke. They broke at the leg. Guess what? Matt and Brian don't open these up. They don't do that. You guys and everybody in between would have broken figures because nobody was testing these figures off the line. There was no quality control there. Absolutely amazing figures. I love them. I'm rooting them. I want them to be my modern classic superstars. Unfortunately, we've had so many stops and starts, and they lost so much momentum. We talked about that after the first series. We should have already been ordering Series 2. They should have been on the way a couple months after Series 1. Keep the momentum going. Now it's all start, stop, start, stop. And unfortunately, I don't know how they're ever going to pick up in the future here with all the shenanigans that have went over the last couple of years. How can anybody put down their money for the pre-orders? I think that needs to be addressed here. Obviously, they're not going to address it, but it should be. What's the state of the future? And I guess we'll get into the future right here. But the summer 2025 delivery, I guess that's basically saying, guys, we have no idea when your stuff is coming. And guess what? Summer's a long time. When's summer officially start? Like the end of June through like September or something? Any time in that window they could ship. If the tariffs are figured out, if they're not, are they just going to continue to hold our money? Is there going to be a certain time where they say, okay, we got to refund you? Are they going to dance away in the night? What is going to happen here? Nobody knows at this point, but it does say, moving forward, we are making it our mission to vastly improve delivery times and customer service response. We will work diligently to regain your trust and deliver the experience you deserve. Once again, motto on the channel here. I need to get some t-shirts made, Todd. Can you help me up? Can you fund that for me? You lose a customer a loaf at a time. You get them back in a slice at a time. That's what's going to happen at POWERTOWN. If they think they had 100 people pre-order, let's just make simple numbers here. 99 of those 100 people aren't going to pre-order again. They're like, fool me once, shame on me. And that's what's going to happen here. So I don't know what they can do to make that more palatable to everybody on these pre-orders. I truly believe if I was in the boardroom with POWERTOWN, I'd say, guys, we can't have a pre-order model. We just can't do that. We got to take the L on Series 3 or TNA Series 2, whatever it is. We got to produce all this stuff. We got to pay the money ahead of time, as hurtful as that may be. And we're going to have to just deliver on-demand products, saying, okay, once they're up for sale, you got to do one of those like silent releases. Remember when I released my book? Hey guys, my book's up for sale. I did all the work in the background, all in silence out there. Very few people knew I had books coming out, but it was just released. Bam, you can go buy it. How fun is that? It's a nice surprise. I can get it right away. POWERTOWN's going to have to do that in the future. Hey guys, here's Series 3. Hey, guess what? Get your order in. It'll ship in the next 2 weeks. That's what they're going to have to do. That's what they're going to have to do, because I don't see how they're going to improve the delivery times, customer service, response, all this stuff. How will they regain your trust without throwing some trust moves at us saying, hey, pre-order ready to go. There's no pre-order. It's in stock. That's what they're going to have to do. It does say, despite recent challenges, the state of POWERTOWN wrestling is stronger than ever. How is that possible? It's stronger than ever when and everybody says POWERTOWN, they throw up a picture of Jesse Ventura. How is that better than anything? I don't know how it is stronger than ever. Maybe they feel it is inside, but not with the consumer, and the consumer is the one who matters, unfortunately, for in this instance here. You can be super strong in the bank and at home and all this kind of stuff, but if nobody cares about you, nobody wants your products anymore, everybody's got bad blood to you, you're not stronger than ever. How could they say they're at a stronger point than when they began, where everybody was excited going that? You can't say that. Over the past year, we've been hard at work at the transformative new chapter. POWERTOWN will now operate under a newly formed parent company, Boomerang Entertainment. Oh my gosh, it comes back like a boomerang. There's a deeper meaning into that one. It's not just Outback Jack, but POWERTOWN, sign Outback Jack. Do us a favor, get him and signed in there. It says a venture established by 3 toy industry veteran executives and 2 wrestling legends. Okay, so they're working behind the scenes on that. Boomerang Entertainment scares me a little bit, and I'm not a deep in the weeds, but changing names of companies reminds me once again of like Megalopolis, Premium DNA, all this kind of stuff, moving needles and stuff, and oh, POWERTOWN filed for bankruptcy. Sorry, everybody, but now Boomerang is over here. We came back. We were at the bad side, now we're at the good side, just like a boomerang. We're back over here. Now all of our assets are Boomerang. Yeah, I know that POWERTOWN thing was bad, but we're Boomerang now. We're not POWERTOWN. It's a different company. I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the case. Now, it does say, Steve Rosenthal, Chief Executive Officer, President, leads business strategy, policy development, goal setting, and strategic planning, a Remco executive and the original creator of the professional wrestling action figure genre. A guy that swung a heavy stick back in the Remco days, but we're long gone from the Remco days. It's been a long time since Remco was a big thing, obviously. Now, appreciate him trying to bring it back, but it just seems weird. Steve, how old is Steve? Should he be retired? I guess, who's to say when retirement is? I mean, it used to be like 60 years old, then 65, and I think it's 68 now. I got to think he's swinging in that umbrella there. I'm surprised he doesn't want to enjoy his last years of life on a beach somewhere or something. But kudos to him. If it's in his blood, man, stick with it till you're 100. I don't care. But Steve back in the saddle again, of course, like a young Aerosmith. Exactly, Todd McFarlane. And we've known Steve, of course, from the start of all this. Now we got old Terry Allen, Magnum TA, Salt of the Earth Magnum TA. I don't know about this, but oversees and manages daily operations, ensuring organizational efficiency and execution of strategic initiatives. Now, I'm not sure if he was the one that put out this letter today. I'm not exactly sure, but I know Magnum's had a lot of heat online. He has an online presence, and I don't know if some of his bedside manner has been up to snuff of a lot of other companies, some of the things he's said out there about people. Todd McFarlane he was talking about, I'm pretty sure. Todd living in the basement of his parents. Come on. It does say Jeff Jones, and if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Jeff Jones used to be the ECW referee? Is that who it is? I don't think so. But Senior Vice President, Product Development, directs all aspects of product development from concept to market launch. Former Hasbro executive recognized for his success with major brands, including Furby and Star Wars. That's who you want heading PowerTown for sure. Furby, Star Wars, powerful brands, as we know. But that's a new name in the mix here. So I don't know if he jumped in as a buying partner, exactly how he got in there. Same things with William Robbins, Vice President of Production, manages the full production process and ensures rigorous quality control standards. They need that after Series 1's debacle. Served as a senior executive at Toys R Us. We all remember Toys R Us, I hope. So he's got his work cut out for him, but that's what they needed. We said this, how long ago were those broken figures? 2 years ago? What is time once again? But we said, hey, they need somebody in quality control. Now they've added somebody to that. So constant learning, constant improvement on there. So you got to give them a win on that one. They need somebody like that. And then last but certainly least, Greg Gagne, Vice President, Talent Relations, maybe not, develops strategies that facilitate talent acquisition and retention, a renowned AWA wrestling star bringing deep industry expertise and connections. So Greg Gagne, of course, got the connections in wrestling. Got to think those connections wavering out a little bit less every single day. However, Greg Gagne, Magnum TA, one thing they do know is the history of wrestling. They know those players from the era that we're wanting out of here. So I do like their inclusion. I like that better than Bob Jones or something like that never knew any wrestlers or anything. I feel a little bit more secure with Greg and Magnum talking and having conversations with some of these guys. They're talking to, the Larry Axe Henning estate, things like that. Obviously, they're going to talk to Greg Gagne. So it feels right. However, the track record so far has been pretty rough, but trying to give them the benefit of the doubt right here. It does say this powerful alliance sets the stage for an exciting future. And I just imagine these guys at like a big Bermuda Triangle, like boardroom table, and you got like purple lights going on in the place, and they're all sitting there at the table like this. It's just like a meeting of the minds. That's how I imagine the PowerTown boardroom. I'd love to see it. The Powerful Alliance sets the stage for an exciting future. In the coming months, we will unveil new projects that include iconic new pro wrestling signings. So they're going to dive in there. They got all the Rougeau family. We know that already, so they don't have to sign them. But it'll be interesting to see who else they can sign. We've seen a ton of their talent eaten up by WWE over the last year or so. Exciting, never before offered iconic figures. So I'm guessing first time in the line is what that does mean. Collaborations with a more geographically diverse set of manufacturers to ensure reliable, high quality, and price sensitive production in an evolving global trade environment. So are they moving from China to Vietnam? Are they going to India? Are they coming to America to make it happen like a young Eddie Murphy? Maybe. I'm not sure exactly what that is, so I guess we'll stay tuned on that a little bit. The PowerTown team is energized and focused on what lies ahead. We are grateful for your support and patience, and we promise the best is yet to come. We're grateful for your support and patience and your business, it should say in there, your business. Of course, we spent a lot of our hard-earned money with them for, like me, I'm going to use me as an example because I know my example, over $1,000 tied up for over a year right now with very little knowledge of what's going on. Now the threat of tariffs holding my money even longer. What if I needed to eat lunch? What if I needed food for my family? What if I needed this money? I can't even get a refund. So would have liked to seen in here reliable, high quality, and price sensitive. Or I would have liked to see, we are grateful for your support and patience and your business. That's the thing. They forgot to thank us there, but they did say the best is yet to come. And you're exactly right. Todd McFarlane from the couch. That's what the Scorpions told me too. The best is yet to come, of course, with the Scorpions. So shout out to Klaus Meine and Rudolph Schenker and everybody else in the Scorpions over there. It says, stay tuned. The next era of PowerTown is just getting started. Boomerang Entertainment, PowerTown, Kidazzle. Okay. And then Legends, Heroes, and Icons. So an interesting mix right there. But all along the way, and obviously they couldn't turn this into a novel. They don't want to put this into a book, but just some things. Where are the prototypes? If all this stuff is going to ship in summertime, where are the prototypes? Why are the orders still open? I mean, we should see if they're truly going to ship in summer, and let's pretend that's June. shouldn't we have on-card stuff of Ultras 2, of TNA? Shouldn't we see more of these Remco things? It's just, it seems like the turnaround's going to be too quick with everything that's going on in the world. I just don't see it. I figure even if they ship now, they're on the boats for a couple of months. It just doesn't smell right. And then guess what? Everybody's like, they're shipping. Yeah, okay, it takes 2 months to get from China to the port of Los Angeles or wherever it is. And then they're taking off that port. They got to wait. They might have to wait a week to even get undocked. Once they're there, they have to be unloaded into a truck. And guess what? That truck, I think, goes to Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, with Series 1. Then it's got to be unloaded from there, shipped out everywhere else. So just because they're shipping, you're still looking at months ahead of time. We see it with G.I. Joe Classified. Oh, guys, the HasLab shipping, it's like in, May. Well, it's not shipping until August, really. So take that step back. I don't know if these even hit by fall. Will we have all this stuff by fall? I almost want to run a contest. Whoever can guess the date correctly will get a prize. A fabulous prize of an action figure for my collection. Maybe we'll do something. You guys tell me if you want to do. We could play the game. We could play the game like a young Triple H. But man, where are the prototypes? That's what they should be showing us going forward. From here through June, if they're going to take anything out of this video, if they even watch this video, probably not. They're not even watching this. Let's get some updates going. Let's show prototype. Hey guys, every single day. Monday, we're going to show Jordan Grace. Tuesday, here's Eddie Edwards. We're going to show the packaging images. We're going to show more of the figure. Get us excited. Make it feel like we're a part of the process on this. Hopefully that happens. But just crazy they waited till the end of April on this, but it really feels like there was so much smoke coming their way, they had to put something out, and that's why you put it out on a Sunday afternoon, which is a weird time in business. There's not a lot of people paying attention to business on a Sunday afternoon. But yeah, the tariff cool down, I just don't know. I mean, where was this 8 months ago? That makes me very, very nervous on that one there. So last bit of notes here. I guess I really just could have waited. That's the one thing I hate is I hate companies sitting on my money, especially sketchy things like we've been dealing with right here. I hate people sitting on my money. What makes it even worse, though, is I could go and I could order Ultra Series 2. I could order TNA right this second, and I wouldn't have had to have that hundreds of dollars tied up the last year. But I love wrestling figures. I am rooting for these. At the end of the day, I want this to be my modern classic superstars. I want them to succeed. I want every wrestling toy line to succeed. I don't root against anybody. Anybody that's trying to better themselves, anybody that's trying to give consumers what they want, I'm not going to root against them, except maybe in my day job against my competition, I'd root against them. So I got to take that back a little bit, but I'm not rooting against any wrestling companies. I love wrestling figures. I want them all to win, and I want this to be my modern classic superstars. It's a struggle. I don't know where it goes from here. Part of me says, Kyle, you got a YouTube channel. You like this kind of stuff. If they do come out with more stuff, you got to pre-order. I just don't think I can do it. I really don't think I could do it. I'll have to wait for in stock because let's be honest, every single pre-order they've had, you could buy in stock once they came. They had multiple rounds, multiple sales, multiple other places selling. I can find it. I just don't need to put my money out there. I'm not funding a Kickstarter. If they would have set it up as a Kickstarter, they could. And I know some people have said, hey, I saw a guy in the Facebook comments, and shout out to that guy. I don't think there was anything negative in it. He wasn't dissing anybody, but he said, hey, Mythic Legions does this all the time. It is a far cry from Mythic Legions. Mythic Legions tells you that date straight up for the most part. Hey, it's October 2025, but you get pictures along the way, you get conversations. You can talk to the Mythic Legions team every single day in their Facebook group. I mean, it is night and day difference between all this kind of stuff. And Mythic Legions has been around like a decade almost at this point, I believe. They have churned and burned money stuff. We know what's going on. POWERTOWN, very, very early stages here with a lot of stumbles. It is not apples to apples between Legions and POWERTOWN. So I don't know. I wish for the best. Everybody like me that has money tied up, I hope for the best as well. I hope it's not like the premium DNA Megalopolis type shenanigans here where you have to fight to get your money back or they do something else. I hope it works out for everybody involved. This is a step in the right direction. Always end with a positive. This is a step in the right direction. We got some kind of communication here. Now it's key for the follow-up. Keep us updated. Tell us about some of this stuff. And man, oh man, be careful with this tariff talk because it is not fair to the consumer at this point. We'll see what happens, though. We're going to stay tuned. And of course, we'll cover it along the way in the toy news. Maybe even another breaking news segment here from Long-Winded Kyle at about 11:30 p.m. Sunday night, and he's got a 7 a.m. meeting. But you know what Ozzy Osbourne says? He says, Kyle, there's no rest for the wicked, and that includes you. And he's exactly right. He's exactly right. So there it is, a little POWERTOWN update. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. We all should hope for the best. Just keep them fingers crossed, of course, and hopefully they don't just become a punchline in the future like they are now. Hopefully they can right the ship. Hopefully they can change things around. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Is this good enough for you? Are you okay with this? Now, I guess if you have one figure on pre-order, maybe you're more okay than I am, who has $1,000 plus. But tomato, you're right, Todd McFarlane once again. But I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Check out my podcast every single Tuesday, The Kyle Peterson Show, where every single week we do a deep dive into things like this. We even did POWERTOWN in the first episode, if you guys missed that. But we dive into a hotter news topic, go a little bit deeper than the toy news. And we also talk about a lot of other stuff. And I got my wife with me as well. So check out The Kyle Peterson Show wherever your podcasts are found, as well as videocast on YouTube. Check out channel memberships and Patreon for early access to the videos. Best way to support the channel. My new book, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers, out now at Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can also pre-order a copy from me if you wish. And guess what? It'll go out same day. Same day you pay me, I'll get it out that day. I'll even autograph it for you. Check out the book if you have not already. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, and now on TikTok. So for POWERTOWN, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
We're going to the end of the line.
Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? If the answer is yes, then you're ready for Captain Freedom's workout.
Yes, it's America's own Captain Freedom.
That's the ticket. No pain, no gain.
So, when you hear the tone, control your jealousy and leave your message.